Last fan who saw Liam Payne alive 1 hour before his passing is speaking out. We got to talk about that and a lot more, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian and I welcome you all with open arms. I spill pop culture tea videos every single day, so if you're looking for a new messy best friend that's covering all things pop culture...
Good morning everyone, how's it going? So, some news has come out today that an Argentinian fan has spoken to, I think, the local news network in Argentina. And this guy, I woke up this morning, this has been up 8 hours, so this has been put up while I've been asleep. This guy's called Sebastian Solo. He's just popped up recently, some new YouTuber. And it's the first that I've seen of this Liam Payne story this morning. It's come up on his channel. And basically what has happened is one of the fans that saw Liam a couple of hours before this supposedly happened to him has gone on local news network and said, no, he wasn't drugged up. And he was fine when I saw him. He came down, after waking up late, he came down about 3 p.m. in the afternoon, came down, spoke to this fan outside the hotel or inside the hotel lobby for about 15 minutes. And then he said, I'm going to go upstairs and have something to eat. Now, that's all perfectly normal. That is exactly what you would do. And he said that he would come back because some other fan, the girl was waiting for someone else to turn up and she wanted to see him. So he said, yeah, I'll come back down when I've eaten something. So he goes back up, I don't know, about 3:15 p.m. And then, so you know that witness that I keep playing, you know that he's lying because he said on the interview while he was looking about everywhere, he kept having to be taken back up, escorted to his room. I knew that was lies. I absolutely knew that was lies. So now this fan has come out and spoken and said, I saw him about 3 p.m. He spoke to me for about 15 minutes. He went back upstairs. He was going to have something to eat, all perfectly normal. There was nothing wrong with him. He was totally coherent. He was speaking eloquently and he was on good form, apparently. So he goes back up about 3:15. And then the next that the fan said that she heard of was there was strange activity happening in the hotel. Everyone was running about and everything. And then they quickly learned that Liam Payne had jumped. I told you it was lies. I told you. And then that witness kept saying, oh, he kept having to be escorted back to his room. Fucking liar. I knew it was lies. You could see straight through it. I could anyway. I could see straight through it. So I'll let this Sebastian just talk for a minute and then I'll stop and we'll pause and we'll talk again.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Best friend, we got to talk about this Liam Payne situation and this.
Now listen to this.
That just came out. You guys know that I've been handling the Liam Payne passing with as much respect and human kindness as I possibly can because I also lost my brother the same way Liam Payne supposedly passed away, which was taking his life.
He didn't take his life.
This is definitely something very real to me, and I know how the family feels. I know what they're going through, so I just wanted to be as loving and as human as possible. But as much as I didn't want to talk about this, there's something very weird that really got my attention. A fan that saw Liam Payne 1 hour before just did a long interview in an Argentinian news station. And her name is Diana Guana. And she...
Why people are choosing this £69 smartwatch over established smartwatch brands.
Basically spoke...
Kills it with the adverts, doesn't it? Because you're trying to listen to something and they... Dude, you need to check out this stupid fucking torch. Oh, it's pathetic. I hate YouTube that way.
Out and she talked about her experience and how she's actually calling out the hotel for lying. So the interview obviously is in Spanish. I already saw the whole thing, so I'm just going to give you guys a summary. So they asked her, how was Liam Payne when she saw him? So she says that she and 3 other friends were in the hotel waiting for him from 9:30 in the morning to hopes, that he'll come down. He finally came down at 3 p.m. after he had woken up.
3 p.m. after he's woken up, right? So he slept in late. A lot of pop stars do that. I know I used to. You had to pry me out of the bed.
So she saw him. He was alone. He didn't have a bodyguard, and he was super, super nice. She talks about how he was so talkative and how he was so in awe of the beauty of Argentina, how he wanted to move there, how he was so happy there, how he loved the farm life there. He talked about,
See, so there's some pictures from that morning. Yeah? There's some pictures from that morning. Well, I say that morning, 3 p.m, that afternoon. And he's just woke up, and you can see he's got this black and red kind of shirt on now. And this girl's been waiting now with 3 others since 9:30 a.m.
Just how much of a great time he was having. They asked her if she saw any weird behavior or anything like that, coming from him, because of course people are saying that he was completely out of it and drunk and disoriented and all these things. She says that he was incredibly in perfect health, that he was speaking very eloquently, that he didn't have any issues speaking, that he was engaging, that he was calm, that he was, very grateful that they were there. They even actually had another friend coming, but she was running late, and they asked me, I'm like, hey, so we have a friend coming and she wants to give you a gift. Would it be okay if she waits for you here? And he goes, yeah, I'm going to go up to my room and eat something, and then I'll come down and, I'll go out and, receive the gift and say hello.
So he weren't off his nut. He wasn't being escorted back to his room multiple times. I told you it was fucking lies. They've murdered him. They've murdered him.
They spoke for 15 minutes. They asked her if it's true about the destruction and all this scene that he allegedly caused in the hotel. And she said that they had not seen anything. And if they're waiting there from 9:30 in the morning, they must have seen something, right?
There was nothing to see. I told you, it was a made-up story. A made-up story. This geezer's not going to go and kill himself. He's got 55 million quid. He's not going to go and kill himself. And some people might say, well, it don't matter how much money you've got, you go and kill. Fuck off. You ain't going to kill yourself when you've got 55 million quid. You can get yourself out of anything with that money.
Asked her about these alleged 2 sex workers that were allegedly there with him, and that they allegedly had this huge argument about payment and all these things.
See, the sex worker thing, that's going to be a complete lie, because then that legitimises this fucking girlfriend of his, so she can be a bit outraged and gain a bit of sympathy for her while she lies and says that she knows nothing about it and that, oh, I love you forever. Fucking lying bitch.
And if they saw anyone come down, from there, or anyone screaming or talking about this, and they said no.
Thank you. No. Lies. So, they've killed him, haven't they? So why would you kill someone? It can only be one of 2 things. It can either be that he knows something and that he's seen something, and, I'm not going to completely rule it out, but the whole Diddy thing, if this is all lies and the pink cocaine and everything is all lies, then I think it's safe to say that we can say that whoever's set this up has put the pink cocaine thing into the mix in order to tie it into Diddy, because these people have gone through all of his videos, looked at what he said over the past few years, mental health problems and that, although I think he was on top of it, really. He didn't seem like he was off of his nut or even was someone that would go that way. But what it does is it creates a background for you to go, oh, yeah. And everyone's fallen for it, by the way. Everyone has been falling for it up until this point. So it creates a narrative that he's a bit unstable and all that. Fucking lies. Lies. So they've gone over his old TV interviews, gone, yeah, we can use that, we can use that. He said that publicly. He said that. We're going to use all that. And that's exactly what they've done. Now, what type of people would do that? Record company type people. Managerial type people. Money, people. Freemasons. This is about money. The record company are going to be behind this. I'm telling you. This geezer didn't have enemies, but a few people might have slagged him off online where he said a few different things in interviews and you know, not helped himself a couple of times. But everyone's done that. Everyone's entitled to a bad day or chat some shit when they're being interviewed and that. No one's fucking perfect. You know what I mean? You can pick holes in anyone, really, can't you? But I knew that this was all staged. I fucking knew it. I knew it. And then the pink cocaine is just a time into the Diddy thing because he's spoken about Diddy on Graham Norton. That does not warrant being killed, that he said he met Diddy, shook his hand and he didn't let go of his hand. I knew it was bollocks. Fucking knew it. Thank God for the fans, man. Thank God for the fans. So happy that this girl has spoken out and gone, no, there was nothing wrong with him.
1 hour later, she explains that is when they started seeing some really weird movement in the hotel. They started seeing guests kind of like running, and they started seeing like, you know, police officers or an ambulance, somebody, an authority, asking them like who were they waiting for. They said Liam Payne. Then the official went in, and you know they were like, what's going on? They spoke to this couple that came down that were staying in the hotel, and they said basically that somebody jumped off the balcony. And
so I spoke to a couple that was staying in the hotel now. Is that this Michael Fleischman and his mum Tony? Is that them? Like, no, Lawson geezer, whatever his fucking name was it? Or Brett, something, I can't remember his fucking name now. He was so forgettable, the guy. Such a fucking liar. He had to be taken to his room multiple times, escorted back to his room. I knew it was fucking bullshit.
They could have never guessed that it was Liam. They asked her, like, did you ever think that it could have been Liam? And she said, absolutely not. I mean, you know, we just saw him an hour ago. But then when they heard the news that it was Liam, they were in disbelief because they were just like, this can't be. We were just with him an hour ago and he was perfectly fine. So there's a lot of weirdness. I mean, and listen.
I think I'll leave it there, really. Says it all, doesn't it? He's on The Simpsons. All of this premeditated stuff was premeditated. I've heard a couple of people come out. I got sent some stuff yesterday. Oh, he's faked his own death. No, he fucking hasn't. He hasn't faked his own death. That's fucking rubbish. That's people that have been listening to these fucking tarot card readers and these fucking psychics and their fucking spirit boxes. Stop listening to them people, man. They're spreading a fucking false narrative. They think they know. They won't fucking now. You can tell what's happened. Anyone can see through this. If you can't see through it, then you must be fucking stupid. That's all I can say. The geezer's not going to go and kill himself. The record company have dropped him. Yeah, and there be the people that want their money back. Freemasonic hit. And that's it. So, unless anything else comes up, I shall see you later on, possibly with more videos proving what I've been saying over the last few days. Thanks for watching. Don't bother subscribing. I'm rubbish.